Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Living in London back again. You know the deal already. If you haven't, it means the world to your boy if you subscribe, comment, like and share. And if you do subscribe, hit the notification bell in the top right hand corner. So when I release a video, you get a notification, I get a view. Sharing's caring, it helps my channel grow. Also, follow me on Instagram. It's living_in_LDN. It's all lowercase. So give your boy a follow because we're nearly at 8,000. Come on. First and foremost, let me just say this video is in memory of John and Joan Sterland. May they rest in peace. And today's video, if you didn't know by the title, it's the notorious Nottingham Nonce family. Wait a minute, the notorious how did I do it? I can't remember how I did it anyway. Yeah, notorious Nottingham Nonce family. Yeah. Notorious Nonce Nottingham family. Fuck, I can't even say it, bruv. It's a tongue twister. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Them two boiled eggs. Yeah, we got one of them that looks like Dr. Evil from fucking from Austin Powers, and the other one's Mini-Me. So we got Dr. Evil and we got Mini-Me, aka the Gun Brothers. Yeah, these two little sausages, yeah, were terrorizing Nottingham for years. A notoriously successful crime family. You know, I remember I heard about them. When did I hear about them first? Years and years ago when they got arrested, and it was all over the news. It was a big thing. And then, once he was arrested, I must have got out, went back in jail, and he'd been sentenced by then. Colin Gunn had been sentenced to 35 years for a murder. I'll get into the specifics soon. And I'm just letting you know my how I first come to know about this guy. And you get a prison paper. Shout out to anyone that remembers the Inside Times. If you was in HMP, YOY, or just HMP, wherever you were, you will remember the Inside Times. Yeah, it was a prison paper and people would write in it. And Colin Gunn would write in it. And he actually got, like by law, somehow, he got prison officers to be calling. So just say before, yeah, a prison officer might say to you, "Oi, Lazar, come here." But he got it so they had to call you Mr. Lazar or Mr. This, because we have to call them Mr. This, Gov, Boss, whatever. So he argued his rights and all the other stuff. And when I was reading it in the paper, I was like, fucking hell, that's good, blah, blah, blah. So that's how the first time I ever known about him. And I'd always think about the case. It always stuck in my head my whole life, you know? Fast forward to last week, Marvin goes at Shaun Attwood. And I'm like, why has Marv just gone at Shaun Attwood? Where the fuck did this come from, you know? And I still didn't clock. I'm there just smoking weed and that, not figuring out, not connecting the dots, you know? But then I realised that there was an interview that Marv was upset about that he wanted taken down because it still had repercussions. And he was trying to warn, I believe, Jen and Shaun that they could be in danger if they don't take it down because people are still hurting from what happened. So what happened? What happened? What happened? Why am I calling fucking Dr. Evil and Mini-Me nonces? Huh? Why am I saying they're a nonce family? Okay, one, because they are. Yeah, fucking nonces, mate. Wrong-uns, schlags, all of that. And can we just say, yeah, look at the people I dissect and the people I choose to leave. You know, I'm only going for the top boys, you know? Fuck all these other idiots, you know? But we need to focus on this because there's loads of stuff that I see today and I just had to, you know, talk about it. Because it's fucking relevant. And it's on my mind. So, years and years ago, yeah, there was this thing where this family, the Guns, they were terrorising. They were the top boys in most probably the northeast, to be fair. Wherever they're from, they definitely run stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they had it locked. They were bringing in drugs, all the other stuff. And somewhere along the line, shit just went left. So let's talk about the left turning, yeah? Shaun Attwood gets a guy on by the name of David Gunn, I think his name is. And he's talking about his case, what happened, all the other stuff. Mate, you're so lucky I weren't a prosecution lawyer when you was in court for this, because I would have sent your ass to prison with your fucking Mini-Me brother. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's talk about it. He said, first of all, yeah, how this whole notorious case started was two guys walked into a pub that him and his family half owned. Yeah? They've gone in there, they started seeing all like sexy girls from Nottingham. And then I ain't got a Nottingham, I had the Nottingham people talk, I ain't got a fucking clue, yeah? But he's like, what's happening, girls? Started slapping asses, these two guys that come in, slapping asses, grabbing titties and everything. And obviously the Guns partly owned that pub. So there was a lot of affiliates of the Guns in the pub. Roughly 30 of them. 30 of them. So a notorious family, yeah? In a notoriously, or it must be a notorious pub because it's owned by them. And there's 30 of the Gun gang in the bloody pub. And then these two random guys just come in and start slapping asses and grabbing titties, yeah? That's what fucking Dr. Evil said, aka David Gunn. So I'm listening to that and I'm trying to imagine that. And I'm trying to put that into a real world situation. And I'm thinking, these guys are notorious. So everyone would know who they are. Everyone would know it's their pub and all the other stuff. So would two random guys just go in and go into a pub and not know that there's faces from the area in the pub? They're just going to go in there, start groping women. That's what David Gunn said, yeah? AKA Dr. Evil. So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking, okay then. And then what happened after that? Well, the Guns, yeah, their younger lot were called the Hyenas. Because if one went in, yeah, they all went in. Not my words, that's words of David Gunn, yeah? So there's 30 gang members that start battering these two guys that come into the pub. Because they were allegedly grabbing titties and slapping asses, yeah? Cool. So those guys get done, like David Gunn said, champagne bottles in their faces, ashtrays in their faces, all the other stuff now, yeah? And those guys, after getting a beating and going to hospital, recovering from their injuries, are upset. They want retribution, so they do what any normal person would do, right? Wrong. They go and get guns, yeah? They go and get fucking guns, people, yeah? And they want to go and shoot these lot, people that were involved in the beating that they got on behalf of the Gun gang family for allegedly grabbing asses and smacking titties. Smacking asses and grabbing titties, you know what I mean? So that don't seem right to me, does it? There's a notorious gang in your area. You know, everyone would know that the Guns were partly owned in that pub, and everyone would know that there was gang members in that pub. So what I think happened, yeah, is this. Those two fellas were drug dealers from the area. Yeah, they've gone into the pub, but they weren't necessarily dealing with the Guns. They weren't getting drugs off them in any way. They were just there doing their thing. They knew who the pub was owned by, but they don't give a fuck. They're going out for a drink. They're feeding themselves. They're not cunts. They're just going out. Yeah? And these pack of hyenas, a.k.a. pack of cunts, yeah? They decided to jump all over these lot because they don't like them coming into their little bit, into their area. Because this is our pub and you boys ain't with us and all the other stuff. So they battered them when they started getting on the sniff and drinking. Because alcohol and all that, you know, it breeds violence. So they battered these lot, but these lot weren't idiots. So then they got their guns and they came back and they wanted retribution. That's what I think happened. And that seems much more reasonable and logical in the criminal world. Because that kind of stuff happens all the fucking time. But anyway, let's go further on to this story. Because it is a bit of a long story, people. So after that, these two guys got their guns and they got a few of the boys together. And they got some names of the people that were involved in the in the beating. And just like always, yeah, the top boys never get done. It's always like the low ranking people that are easier to get and maybe slip in and maybe not on their job, you know, maybe a bit more vulnerable than the top boys. So anyway, they caught this black guy called Marvin and got him in the back of a car with, I believe it was Tommy and David Gunn's nephew. So they had that guy, his name was Jamie, I believe, and they had the guy called Marvin in the back of the car. And they was questioning him and they shot him or something. Blew his brains out, went all over Jamie. Jamie's traumatized and all the other stuff. And they boot him out the car, I guess. I don't know if anyone, I think people got arrested for that and went jail. Yeah, they did. They got arrested. They went prison for that. Cool. And one of the people who was meant to be involved in it, or who was involved in it, he had parents. And because he was involved in that murder, the Guns, well, not even allegedly, because one of them's in prison, Colin Gunn, yeah, then went on to go and arrange the murder of this guy's parents. So because there was a pub fight, and then because someone got killed as retribution to the pub fight, the Guns thought that it would be a good thing to kill the person's parents. And I swear that it was the person's parents who was in jail. So Imagine you get nicked for a murder. You've killed someone, yeah? And then you go, as retribution, not only is that person in jail, but then you go and you murder their parents. And the parents were warned about that there was a threat on their life from the guns. So they were moved out of their area into witness protection. And in witness protection, it wasn't even far. Well, I heard it was like 80 miles away or something. Anyway, in the protected thing that the police give them, they were murdered in their house. Father shot on the sofa, mum shot in the bedroom. Now, I'm just letting you know that is nonce behaviour. Nonce at its finest, people. Who the fuck goes and tracks down innocent old people and murders them? Seriously. Who does that? Now, I watched a bit more of Shaun Attwood's interview, and we're going to get on to Shaun a bit later. I'm going to go live later and all the other stuff. Anyway, so Shaun Attwood's guest, yeah, starts saying that, sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, so Shaun Attwood's guest was basically saying that in 2004, he was in a coma, he was, I don't know, diabetic, some bullshit happened and he weren't well. He was in a coma, got out of the coma, boom, 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 he's come out to all this madness that's happened, yeah? What I think, yeah, what I can almost, my big head can blatantly see is this is what happened, people. I'm breaking it down. I can read between the lines and I'm going to give it to you, yeah? This guy was the brains. Gary, a.k.a. Dr. Evil. Colin, Mini-Me, was a cunt, yeah? He was just a goon. You know, like the big ape. Smash! Like Donkey Kong, yeah? Sniffing coke, fucking banging brasses and all the other stuff, yeah? But they were successful and they have money, yeah? Cool. So, once Marvin, yeah, their associate, the Guns associate, has been murdered because of, from the boys that got beaten up in the pub, yeah? Because that happened and the nephew went into depression and ended up dying of pneumonia or something. But this is all because of the actions of the Guns. First, they battered those two innocent boys in the pub. Then those innocent boys went and done something stupid and killed one of the people that was involved in the shooting. Then the Guns go and murder the parents of the boy that shot one of their mates. Really? This ain't how criminals act. This is how bullies, cunts, psychopaths, sick, nonce fuckers act. You go and murder someone's parents because of your criminal activity, whether you was in the right or whether you was in the wrong. There is no excuse for going to track down and hunt someone's parents who had nothing to do, totally innocent in this whole situation, and murder them, while their son is in prison for the murder of your friend. How is that? You don't hear about stories like this in the criminal world because it doesn't happen. It does not happen. Your mum's house might get smashed up if you're living there. Or something like that. But for you to think that it's okay to murder someone's parents, do you think that's, you know, yeah, what we do is we do this. Even after they were moved out into witness protection, you still tracked them down. They got a BT engineer. This is how crazy the story gets. They got a BT engineer to find out where these people lived, yeah, in witness protection, got their address, and two guys in baseball bats and balaclavas went in there and murdered the parents. Now, I don't respect it. As soon as that happens, all your stripes are gone. All your stripes are gone. People, if there's any criminals out there still dealing with these parent killing, innocent, fucking people murdering bastards, then you lot are just as bad as these fucking nonce family, the Guns. Straight up just as bad. Because you can tell that they ain't got much brains. The Gunn family ain't got much brains between them. Because this stupid little cunt, David Gunn, yeah? He's got a bust down. If you don't know what a bust down AP is, yeah? It is fully diamonds. So he's bought the watch, yeah? It could be factory settings or he could have took it to a jeweller's. But either way, he's bought an AP for mostly 50 grand and then put diamonds all in it. So he's got about a 70 grand watch on. He's in a Stone Island t-shirt. I'll link the video in the description so you can go and watch it if you haven't already, yeah? and he's there just talking shit. You can see he still benefit from crime in some sort of way, or the legitimate businesses that he bought when he was a criminal are paying off for him. But either way, this piece of shit, yeah, is still lying, still covering up for his brother's actions, that he murdered 2 innocent people in their old age after their son had already gone jail for the murder. You lot are scumbags, people. We're going to be talking about this later in my life, but this is why Marvin Herbert was upset with Shaun Attwood, because it was a sensitive subject, and Marv knew people from one side, and they was asking Marv if they could get that video taken down because people are still hurting over that. And rightly so. And Shaun Attwood, you should definitely take this video down, my bro. Like, how dare you even interview this guy? No one wants to hear his story after what he'd done. And the way you made it sound, the way you just went past it, sugarcoated what he'd done. He murdered 2 parents for nothing. Not for nothing, no. Because his friend had been killed. But that's not good enough, because the killer was in jail. And even if he wasn't in jail, you don't go after someone's innocent parents. So that's why I'm branding the Gunn family from Nottinghamshire nonsense. Straight up fucking nonsense. And I can see through Dr. Evil, the bald bastard, with his little watch on and that, thinking he's smart. You're not smart, mate, and we're going to shed some light on this situation. Anyway, people, it's your boy living in London. Like, subscribe, comment, share. I've got another video on Tiny, the fucking fake gangbanger from South London. Or is he fake? Get 1,000 likes on this video and we get there. Sweet, peace, speak soon, bye.